We continue on Offside Sports inside the Loft 100 studios in Southern California, presented by Turtlebox Audio, waterproof and insanely loud. Find their industry-changing portable speakers at turtleboxaudio.com. This portion of the program is presented by our newest partner here on Offside Sports, Bebemos Tequila, crafted from tradition, fueled by freedom, and made for those who chase the sun. Bebemos is a way of life. Find your bottle at WeDrinkTequila.com. We will get to our NFC and AFC power rankings. Week 4 is almost in the books. We taped this show on a Monday, and tonight we have a couple of games. The doubleheader. We have the Denver Broncos hosting the Tennessee Titans, and the nightcap is the Jets visiting the Miami Dolphins.
Broncos taking on the Bengals.
Yeah. Sorry, the Broncos are hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. And did I say Titans?
Yes, they don't play double back-to-back anymore.
Sorry. And then you got the Dolphins hosting the Jets. You guys like the doubleheader on Monday nights?
Absolutely hate it.
I don't like it either.
Because you don't.
It's supposed to be special. It should be the one game, right? Because for people who don't know, the NFL schedule's set up where every team has a day off on Tuesday.
Yes.
So you know it's the only time that everyone in the league is watching your game.
Yep.
And then to take that away, I think kind of stinks for the players and everyone else to know we're on Monday Night Football. This is a big deal. The entire league's watching me play right now.
Yeah. Well, but CJ, Monday Night Football now I think has taken the back seat to Sunday. Sunday Night Football to me, that is the marquee platform for.
Well, I mean, when Carrie Underwood's walking up, you're like, okay,
I wasn't going to say it, but since you mentioned it, it gets your game off on the right foot.
I think that in years past, when it was kind of more of a special doubleheader, maybe they did it once or twice. Like, is this the second time already?
Second time this year. And then
like,
there's one good broadcasting group, and then there's one terrible.
Yeah, I don't want to complain about football, but like, we're going to watch the game, and now we're not going to watch most of one of the games because they're in between each other. At least that first week they were staggered.
Right, and that's the thing that where I'm used to like 5:30 or 6 o'clock. I'm going to clue in on that game, and I always have to remind myself, oh wait, there's another game that is going on. But I guess with fantasy now, you're always looking at your phone anyhow, so it doesn't.
Let's say you invite someone over. Someone invites someone, said, hey, can I bring Steve? And you're like, all right, you bring Steve, and then you're like, well, he's only here for 3 hours, and now Steve's staying another 3 hours. You know what I mean? Now you're stuck with a guest that maybe you didn't want to hang out with for 2 games.
Everybody hates Steve.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Allison, you like the doubleheader?
No, I don't love it. And I think us being on the West Coast, it's not terrible. But I think can you imagine living on the East Coast?
Well, listen.
And those people are having games start at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems terrible.
That was the wildest thing when I was going back east in New Jersey to college, and Monday Night Football came on at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then you didn't get the first game on Sunday until 1 o'clock, which wasn't bad. You could sleep in if you got hammered the night before.
Sunday night football starts.
Go to church. I mean, not being hungover.
But Sunday night football for them, starts at 8:15.
Yeah.
And I think for people that have kids that are into football and stuff, it's school nights.
I agree. All right, let's get to our power rankings. Each week we'll let you know who we think the top 5 are in the AFC and the NFC, and we'll start with the AFC first day. Allison, who are your top 5 in the American Football Conference?
Okay, this week, AFC, I have Buffalo Bills still at number 1. I put the Colts 2, Jags 3. I finally have the Chiefs in there because I thought they started to show more who they really are. And then I threw the Steelers in there because I think they're surprisingly looking pretty well. I don't know how long I'll keep them in there, but for this week, I threw them in.
Well, you know what? In the Steelers, they're playing over in Ireland. Against what we thought was a good Vikings team, but they handled the Vikings yesterday. I like that choice of the Steelers. What about the NFC?
NFC, I have the Eagles, of course, undefeated so far. The Lions, who I really, really like. I love their coach. Then I have Green Bay Packers and then the Rams. I'd actually kind of want to switch that. I think the Rams should be third in my rankings. Then Green Bay. Even though they lost, I thought, or didn't lose, tied, I still think, right now I think they're a good team. We'll see. And then I have the Buccaneers, who I think are looking really good. I know they lost, but I think that they're still a really good team, and that game was very close.
I have become such a huge Baker Mayfield
Yeah, me too.
fan. Just
Love
I
him.
don't know why, but the moxie. Dave Pele, let's start off with the AFC. What's your power rankings look like?
All right, the AFC has come down to Buffalo Bills still number 1. Look, the Colts are for real. I mean, this is to me one of the biggest surprises in this league. I don't think the Colts had anything. And when you said we're going to rely on Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson, you're like, Anthony Richardson's that bad? That we're going to Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones looks like a real quarterback.
They played 58 and a half minutes of football yesterday against the Rams. I mean,
Oh, if they didn't fumble the ball out of the back of the end zone, they should win that game.
Exactly.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So you have the Bills, you have the Colts. Chargers still for me. Look, I don't want to say there was a trap game in there. It shouldn't have happened. You have a veteran quarterback, veteran coach, that a trap game ever exists. That was an embarrassing loss for the Chargers. I still say the Chargers, though, ahead of the Chiefs because they beat them head-to-head. And Jacksonville is a huge surprise. What Liam Cohen's doing and the jokes and everything about his horrible press conference. Look, man, he's the real deal. Because we did not practice that. That was really good. But let's be honest, they're in the easiest division to win. Don't be surprised if
no
Jacksonville,
doubt.
It just replays in my head.
Jacksonville could walk out with the number 1 seed in the AFC when this is all over.
I love it.
And host these playoff games.
Okay, what's your NFC look like? Power.
Okay, NFC, man, you got to go with the Eagles. Look, the Eagles are the real deal. They've won 20 of their last 21 games. In the NFL, that's insane. I still love the Rams. I think the Rams are the only team that can really give the Eagles a scare. Lions are looking better every single week. Seattle is the team everybody sleeps on. I think Seattle's very dangerous.
Sam Darnold.
Can you believe the Sam Darnold situation? And again, Seattle steps up, and I know most pro athletes go to Seattle, and that's where they disappear. Nobody talks about Seattle because it's far away. But Tampa Bay scares me just for the fact, Mike, they rely on that last drive of every game to try and win. So for me, it's the Buccaneers.
CJ Stubbs, very first time. What does your AFC look like as far as the power rankings are concerned?
Look a little bit like everyone else. This is starting off with the Bills. I mean, just absolutely the best team in probably the NFL. I still really like the Chargers. Unfortunately, they're battling some injuries, especially in the trenches. But Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh, that combo, I just absolutely love to see it.
Yep.
Giants loss, Harbaugh 8-3 against rookie quarterbacks isn't really great to see, but you know what? I think they're going to be fine in the end. Like you said, the Colts. I mean, Daniel Jones throws for 325 yesterday, and they win 27, or they lose 27-20, but they're in that game the whole time. Chiefs are getting in form, and the Ravens. I mean, I don't love to see them losing those 2 big games, but at the end of the day, they're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to take care of every other team. So that's my AFC.
What does your NFC look like?
NFC, Eagles, I mean, them and the Bills, best teams in the NFL. Packers, I still think are going to be okay in the end. I don't love seeing them, their defense not kind of live up to the expectation that we thought it was going to be at the beginning of the year. But Jordan Love and LaFleur, I think, are also a really good combo, and their offense can beat anyone. The Lions are turning into who they were last year and the year before. I mean, even without what's his face, who's with the Bears now? Ben Johnson, thank you. Their offense still looks incredible. I like that you have the Seahawks in there. I think they're incredibly well coached. Sam Darnold, fight on. He's getting the job done, and they have an unbelievable defense, and they can run the dang ball. I really like the Seahawks and the Rams. The Rams are always going to be able to sling the ball with Matt Stafford, and young defense, fast defense. And I think they're going to be able to be there in the end.
And Puka Nacua, to me, every week just he's even better than he was last week. All right, quickly, my AFC power rankings, and they do look a lot. The Buffalo Bills, obviously, I think they're the cream of the crop in the AFC. The Colts, again, who are these Colts? And they were in that game yesterday with a very, very good Rams team. I've got the Chargers at number 3, somewhat of a crappy loss. CJ mentioned it. They lose 3 of their top offensive linemen yesterday. Going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. The Chiefs coming back into shape here, kind of showing that, that game against the Chargers in Brazil, a little bit of a hiccup in some of those early games. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, you go across the pond, you take down what's supposed to be a good Vikings team in Ireland. And that could have easily been the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. Quickly, my NFC, Eagles, Rams, no question about it. Lions as well. I got the 49ers in there, and I know they didn't win yesterday against Jacksonville, but, in spite of losing Nick Bosa for the season, that defense played a decent game yesterday. And the Buccaneers, and I think the Buccaneers are one of those teams that is going to start making noise, is going to start getting on a roll, and then, eventually be there in the conversation as the season comes to a close. All right, what is everybody chirping about? What do the standings look like in our weekly bets of the show? Our gots and bots coming up next as Offside Sports rolls on right after this.